Hello and welcome to the Miniatures Apothecary vlog number 7, dated 26th to the 2nd of June. So, we're in June. Lots going on in June. Pride Month, so happy Pride Month. We've got Scleroderma Awareness Month, and we've got PTSD Awareness Month. So much going on this month. I don't really know which way to look. Thank you all for coming back and watching another one of these rambling videos of mine. It's been a really good couple of weeks. I've seen loads of positive stuff, lots of use of obviously the hobby health. There's a lot more people talking about mental health at the moment, a lot more sharing, which is really good. This video we're going to have a little bit of a focus on the PTSD side of things. But I'm not going to go into too much depth because obviously I am going to be doing, as previously mentioned, a full video on it. It will probably come somewhere in amongst like the hobby health stuff, the hobby health series that I'm doing. Next one is due up probably next week, and we're going to look at we're going to start with the basics. We're going to start with like the building side of things, and we'll probably do like building, conversions and bits bashing, and then painting, and then probably like community, and then goals. I think might be the last one. I might switch that around. I don't know. But PTSD there'll be a full video in there somewhere. At the moment, obviously, I just want to talk about just like a brief analysis, really. So obviously, as many of you know, I've been going through treatment for PTSD. Unfortunately, mine has been halted. We've put a pin in it. We're pausing it for the time being, and that's purely and simply because depression. Going through PTSD recovery requires you to be in the right mindset. It requires you mentally to be in the right place. Now, unfortunately, it's a lot of breaking things down. It's a lot of reliving those events and those incidents that have caused the PTSD. Now, when someone says PTSD, most people automatically go to like, oh, soldiers returning from a war zone, but it can be caused by a multitude of different things, from what an average Joe would consider minor, like a seeing violence, or strangely enough, I've heard in one case someone falling down the stairs has, it's given them, a couple of years later, they've developed PTSD from that incident. And so it's not the same for every person. It's a lot different for each person. So we can't say for certain, okay, this will work and this will work for everyone. It doesn't work like that. Obviously, mine and many other people I know, I've already spoken to from within the Warhammer community who have suffered from PTSD, or they're currently going through recovery right now. To you people, what I'm going to say straight off the bat is good on you. Great stuff, because it takes a lot of courage to say, I am ready to go through that, because it's a nightmare. I'm not going to lie, it's absolute nightmare. The things I've found personally come from the sort of grounding techniques. Now, I've only struggled with it for sort of 4 years now, and I didn't realise the techniques that I developed. I had to sit down and really think about it. So I've sat down and I've thought about it, and the first one that springs to mind is this room. Not that, not that mess, but this room in general. In this room there is sights, there is smells, there is there's tactile things that you can touch, and you can smell like the paints and the glue, and you've got books and models, sprues, bits. There's all this stuff. If you don't have a painting room, that's fine. But for me personally, this is one of my groundings. This is how I do. This is one of my grounding techniques, is coming in here, because this reminds me, I've never had this before. This is all new to me. I don't need this as an escapism from my life. I don't need this as a way of getting away from things. This is my painting room. This is a positive. This is a good thing. But this is also has developed into one of my techniques for coping with PTSD. You know, if I'm struggling, coming in here helps, because I've got all this stuff around me that reminds me of how far I've come. I've not got a lot from my past. You know, I don't have all the armies I've ever painted. I don't have pictures of them, because over the years they've got lost, they've gone missing, they've been destroyed, whatever. And so I don't have that. But what I do have is I can look around and I can see, okay, I've got my shelves, and on them shelves is the last, I don't know, 8 months worth of hobbying. If I really want to go further, I go under the table and I pull out my Space Wolves, you know, and I've been doing them for 15 years. So each person's grounding techniques will be completely different to the next. For me, it's one of them is this room. Now, not everyone has a painting room, but many of you out there, without realizing, will have a grounding technique that is actually linked to our hobby. So bear with me. Sit down. You probably already sat down. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, sit back, and really think about it. You know, think, what do you do when you're having one of these moments, when you're having either a flashback, or you're having a non-visual flashback, or your anxiety's flaring up, things like that. Think about that. Think about those moments, you know, and you will probably come across a point where you go, oh, I didn't realize I did that. And it could be anything from like reading a book, watching a lore video, or talking to someone within the hobby, because yet again we're coming back to that whole, well, we have a joint passion in the same thing, which makes it a heck of a lot easier to engage with someone, because you have that shared passion. And it's we stop having one of these vicious circles that we keep talking about, where it's like, okay, you know, you've got depression, then you ruminate, and then you worry, and then this happens, and then your anxiety flares up, and then you go back to depression. You actually have this positive cycle where, in actual fact, you have one of these flare-ups, and it goes full circle, and it comes back to, can you guess? You guessed it. It comes back to the community. It comes back to the hobby. So it's a positive cycle. Obviously, like I said, we'll go into more depth. There is going to be a link in the description below to some sources, specifically the Mind website, because I find that their PTSD section is very, it's got a lot of depth to it. So if you don't know a lot about PTSD and you're curious, or you want to learn, or you know someone who is struggling with it at the moment and you want to learn more about it, please go check that link out. It's full of information. It's very, very helpful. And you know, if you're supporting someone who's currently going through that struggle, they will probably appreciate it. I know I have. I've known someone previously who has PTSD, and I didn't know anything about it at the time, so I went out my way and researched it, and they were very appreciative because it gave me a better understanding. So go check it out, please. It's a great website. It's got loads of resources on there, loads of source material, and it does help. So get on from that bit. We'll move on from that bit. So hobby health in general, obviously, we've just done a part of it. So the PTSD, we've done that. What next? Oh yeah, so miniatures and stuff. the fun bit. I don't know, all of it's fun, but the fun bit. So I haven't posted a lot recently, purely simply because I'm working on one particular piece at the moment. I'm still getting on with the hashtag Return to Badab project. That has still been loads of fun. I'm still developing some new skills that I've never used before, enamels and paint chipping and battle damage and things like that. I'm currently working on something what many of you already know now. I know one person guessed right from a previous video. It was in fact a Leviathan, Forge World Leviathan Siege Dreadnought, because oh my days, I love that model. So he's sat here, he's looking at me. He's about, I'd say about 2/3 done, but I've been recording everything. Like every bit of work I do on this piece, I have been recording it. So that's actually been a lot of fun to do. I'm still learning. Like YouTube, when it comes to YouTube, I still feel like I don't know what the heck I'm doing, but I'm still learning. So I'm currently, that is my main focus, because I've never painted one before. Since it came out, I've always wanted to paint one, so I'm just focusing on that at the moment. I promise there will be more hobby updates as the months go on. Once this guy is built and done, and he's on show, he's going to make up a big portion of the Carcharodon's project. I'm really looking forward to seeing like the full set. Once I've finished this, I've never actually been excited about finishing a full company project as much as I've been excited about this lot. I can't explain it. Well, I probably will explain it when I get round to doing the Badab project video. So yeah, hobby wise, yeah, it's been really good. Obviously, I've covered the mental health side of things with the PTSD. What else? Kind of done it a bit backwards. So a couple of little like announcements and stuff. Warm weather has arrived. Summer is here. Oh my days, I am melting. So for any of you that follow the channel, I'm gonna make a massive apology now. Streams may become a little bit more intermittent. I do not personally do very well with heat. I have bought a little fan, so if you can hear like a little whirring in the background, I apologise now. It's probably the fan. It's just so damn warm. I can't get painting, like properly sit down to paint until it's properly cooled down, and that's not till like 11, 12 o'clock at night. So for any of you that follow me from elsewhere in other time zones, you might actually be able to start catching up with the streams on a more regular basis, because I'll be starting later. This is, like I said, this is purely and simply down to the heat. So this will probably be a thing throughout the summer. So that is a big apology I'm going to make right now. Next one is, if you're watching this today, please go check out All Age of Geeks. So if you're watching this on the 2nd of June, Sean from All Age of Geeks has another Warhammer video out today. I'm really looking forward to seeing it. It's more orcs, so and with the new orc announcements and the changes coming, I'm very, very hopeful for like toughness 5 orcs. Yeah, make them tough. They are tough in the lore, Yeah, I'm gonna have a bit of a lore rant, I think. In the lore, in the books, we get told the Imperium is currently on the losing end of, well, everything. We're losing. We lose chapters and regiments and planets and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But on the tabletop, I feel that that's a little bit misrepresented. So seeing toughness 5 orcs is kind of like, yeah, I'm a Marine player and even I want that. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens next. Like, what comes next with the other factions. Are they all going to get these little tiny tweaks here and there that's going to make that representation of we're getting our asses handed to us, or are we going to, we're going to see massive overhauls for armies? I don't know. I'm hoping so. I'm not going to make any assumptions, but I want to see that. I'd like to see that. It'd be cool to see that. Sorry, rambling over. Well, not really. I ramble a lot. Ramble on. Don't know why I did that. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling now and babbling. So, as always, thank you very much for joining me. Thank you very much for listening to my ranting and raving. I hope this has been helpful to someone out there. And in the meantime, keep hobbying, try and stay positive, and be safe. I'll catch you all next time. Hi, me again. Just a little quick thing to add on the end. If you like what you're seeing currently on the channel and you want to support it further, do not forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, follow the links, hit all the buttons like an orc war boss hitting his boys and putting them in place. Your support is much needed. Thank you.